In this pilot episode of Northern Buzzer Network, we discuss the massive news coming out of Collegiate Quiz Bowl and WNMU TV's televised High School Bowl tournament. The wide world of academic quiz competitions has been crying out for in-depth analysis, and we are here to answer the call. I'm Liam Euland-Joy, former player for Marquette Quiz Bowl in the 2022-23 season.
I'm Cy Olson, former player for Kingsford in the 2022-2023 season.
And I'm Luke Middle, NBN's in-house analyst.
Today is our look at the Quiz Bowl preseason. High School Bowl is just getting started, and the NMU Quiz Bowl team is preparing for tournaments of its own. We'll go over some matchups we're excited for, zero in on dangerous players from across the UP, and maybe even hear from a few of them, as well as their coaches. So guys, let's open it up for discussion here. I've been very excited to do a show like this for a long time. I've created an outline of things we want to talk about, and today's show is all about the preseason. High School Bowl hasn't really gotten underway yet. We've had an exciting past few seasons, and I just wanted to talk to you guys briefly about those past few seasons. So last season, in other words, last year, was a victory for Gwynn, and so they're the defending champions. That's a team I'm looking out for, but there's other teams as well. Coming up, for example, is Negaunee versus Houghton in the first round. Looking forward to that, and also Marquette versus Calumet. Finally, Kingsford and new-coming team Forest Park are facing off, and I wanted to get Cy's perspective on how Kingsford's going to do against this up-and-coming team from Crystal Falls. They've got a bit of a drive, plenty of time to build up a hunger for victory. Cy, what do you think about how they're going to do?
Well, I think Kingsford have had a lot of turnarounds in the last few years, like after the huge season that we had when we won against Marquette.
Good season. Tough fight.
Tough fight.
Oh, I still think about it.
Yeah, no, I don't even think, I don't think we treated it as a big thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just, again, I'm an opponent. I thought you were taking it super seriously because that's the only explanation for how they could possibly beat Marquette. But I think it's a good point what you're talking about, is if you just treat it casually and it's like more of a group of friends, like a team building exercise, that really helps with a team's performance, frankly. Taking it super seriously can have a counterproductive effect. Mm-hmm. My team was all like one friend group practically in senior year, and that helped us with our confidence. We weren't afraid of looking dumb in front of each other, so we would buzz in a lot. And speaking of that, I wanted to mention the teams. There's a couple of teams here that have played together for a long time, and they have a lot of seniors now coming into this season. So it'll be a lot of these players' last opportunities to show their power in High School Bowl. One of those teams is Marquette, which has my sister on it. She's a senior, and some other seniors, and they're going to go up against Calumet this year, who I do believe also have seniors. Looking forward to PJ versus Norway and the game that's being filmed next, Bark River versus Newberry. So some exciting games coming up soon. I can yap about this a long time. Luke, what are you thinking about the current season of High School Bowl?
You know, admittedly, before I got up here, I didn't really know anything about High School Bowl. And the one thing I've learned is this needs to be a nationwide sport. This place and what we do here, it's awesome. I think being here, there's so much parity in this sport. I mean, last year I had Marquette making a huge run and they bowed out in the first round. And I think this year they're going to make a deep run again. You know, if there's anything I know about knowing Euland-Joy, it's that they're going to make a deep run at some point. And I think they're going to look for a little bit of redemption from last year. And I think Calumet Marquette especially is going to be maybe the matchup of the season.
I think so. Game of the century. Like I said, both teams are looking to prove their power here, especially with senior-heavy teams. Obviously, Gwynn are the defending champions. I believe, I should have confirmed this, but I think last year's game was won in overtime, or maybe that was the year before, but that's happened recently as we've had a great overtime buzzer-beater game in High School Bowl. So lots of exciting moments. That's why you should tune in and watch High School Bowl at home on WNMU TV. Okay. Also, NMU Quiz Bowl is doing a lot of exciting things right now. It's a new season for us as well. Me and Cy are members of the team. I'm the treasurer. He's the social media manager. This is a new dawn for NMU Collegiate Quiz Bowl as well. In one category, we've lost. We've actually suffered a little bit, and that's because we lost one of our heavyweights, Josh Pletcher. He graduated.
Was a monster, dude.
He was a beast. I mean, we can only speak about him in hushed tones, like maybe he's hiding behind the cameras. That's how much of a demon this guy was at Quiz Bowl. Graduate student, played with the team until he moved on to bigger and better things. But now we've also gained a few players to make up for his absence, an incredible crop of new players. It's been really nice to play with these new folks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, some people just pick it up naturally.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. We're focusing on a type of practice called list-based practice, where we run through lists of important trivia facts and basically just drill facts into our head over and over again until we memorize them. It's kind of a rote, it's tedious, but it works. Like, for example, we just did a practice where we had our players try to name the title of a novel based on the first line and things like Call Me Ishmael. Sai, what's the book that's from? Call Me Ishmael. Moby Dick. It's Moby Dick. Oh. So the Quiz Bowl team is adjusting to its new reality, losing a few players, gaining a few players. We've got some exciting things coming up. We need to be as sharp as possible for a matchup against Michigan Tech in December. Right before final exams, we're going to meet Michigan Tech on neutral ground for a fight. Not a real fight, a mental fight. The Superior Cup is going to be on the line. That's the trophy that's been passed back and forth between NMU and MTU for the past few seasons. We've held on to it now for a good semester or two. Really don't want to lose it this December. I think you recall, Luke, me updating the Public Eye News team as we, like over Snapchat, as we played our games against Michigan Tech. I was like, oh my gosh, we're 4-3 right now. Oh, we're 5-3, and yeah. It was lots of fun.
It was a whirl of messages on Snapchat. I remember that. I couldn't put my phone down for like a second.
Yeah.
Because it was just, oh, we beat Michigan Tech. Everybody exploded in the group chat over that. Do you guys think you're going to keep control of that upcoming?
It's just so tough because the scary news we've heard is this matchup we're about to play against them, they are putting it together. They want to play us, which tells me they're really hungry for revenge. And they're probably practicing their bottoms off over there in Houghton to beat the NMU Quiz Bowl team. So I hope we can hold on to it. I want to for the sake of a couple of our seniors who are graduating. It would be sad for them to lose the cup and immediately graduate before we can take it back. But I do think, like I said, we're doing innovative practice methods, Sai, and we have a good team spirit. This is what I was getting at. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the show, we have a very close camaraderie on the NMU Quiz Bowl team. Sai, do you remember what it was like our freshman year, meeting in the old Hardin Library room, sitting in basically abject silence, like staring at each other from across a giant table until the ice broke? I mean, I don't know if you recall that. I do. I recall awkward moments in my life.
Yeah, it got better. It definitely got better once I got to know everyone. And it really helped with that room, like on the top floor of Lydia Olson Library, the old one. It was just looking over the Academic Mall. It was so nice. I always got very good vibes around, and I just got to know everyone better, and it just got a lot easier for me.
So that's the thing, too, is we should talk about some of the benefits of playing Quiz Bowl. This is the first episode, and we are clearly passionate about it, but maybe I should explain why it's a good thing for others to be passionate, why you might consider getting involved if you're not currently a player. Okay, time for a special NBN report. We're on our way to meet with NMU Quiz Bowlers Cole Robinson and Savannah Netto right now, and we're going to hear from them on what they think Quiz Bowl is all about and why they keep coming back after many, many semesters. That's coming up on Northern Buzzer Network.
Yeah, as a utility infielder, it's kind of like, as the name kind of suggests, a little bit of like everything. It's like kind of helping out just the officers, like wherever I can fill in the gaps, like making announcements, a little bit of everything. Like one specific role, but filling in what's needed. And I just enjoy being able to like be at the officer meetings and help giving some input as well there. I enjoy that. This is my fourth year doing it, so I'm in my seventh semester of Quiz Bowl right now.
Wow. And what keeps you coming back?
I think just like learning new things every time.
Yeah.
It's like even like most time, you might not know what's going on in the question, but you can always learn some new stuff, And it's a very relaxing environment. This semester at Quiz Bowl, probably like a couple of like big fun events. I can't wait for the Grade IST Trivia Showdown. That would be fun. I love going against the teachers. Hope I can make that one again this year. That's always a fun time. And of course, get an opportunity to take the tech in tournament.
Yeah.
I honestly surprise myself with some of the questions I get right, because physics and chemistry aren't really my strong suit for science, but I surprised myself. And I have made a lot of friends, especially with the Minneapolis trip. That was really fun. Oh, I missed that. I actually got into Pride and Prejudice, and Emma, Clueless is based off of her book Emma, actually. And I didn't know that before Quiz Bowl. I like a designated space where I can learn stuff, and I don't think to myself, oh, I could be doing other things, like studying for my exams, like neuroscience, I could be doing homework, a club gives me the excuse to be like, I'm doing something productive.
Now we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the teams we know a lot about. Hopefully, as this show progresses, we'll hear more from individual players and be able to take a deeper dive into individual high school bowl and collegiate teams. But for now, we need to focus on the teams we're most familiar with, starting out with Kingsford with their matchup against Forest Park coming up. Cy, you used to play for Kingsford. How are you feeling about this match against a relative unknown team, Forest Park?
Well, the relatively unknown nature of this team, Forest Park, is relatively unknown.
That's true. They are an unknown quantity.
Yeah, so
Cy.
What I heard is that this is their first time competing in a decade plus, and I think that actually provides somewhat of an advantage here because kind of like in professional sports, you know, when a rookie bursts onto the scene, teams just don't have a lot of tape on that, and they don't have a lot of tape on these teams. Do you think that provides somewhat of an advantage if you're a Forest Park type of team?
I think so, and especially if they come in really strong. If you're playing against Forest Park, never heard of these guys before, and they burst onto the high school bowl studio, and they just know their stuff. Not only that, they buzz aggressively. They make it clear they aren't scared of getting an answer wrong. That's got to be really intimidating, especially if we're an entrenched team. It's like, oh my gosh, my status is threatened by this up-and-comer. Not to say that that's going to happen to Kingsford, by the way. Kingsford is a juggernaut of a team. Let's not forget, they won the whole darn thing 2 years ago. So this is going to be an incredibly exciting matchup. These unknown teams are really what makes me the most excited about High School Bowl because it shows the tournament and the sport is still alive. There's still people coming into it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be in the stands for that one, clapping along with everybody when cued by our floor director. Now moving a little bit closer to home again to a more familiar team, Marquette Senior High School. The newly christened Sentinels will be playing Calumet this season. I remember Calumet being a good team back in my day, but of course, the team's had a lot of turnaround now, so we aren't sure what they're like either. However, just speaking to the Marquette Spirit, I know they're practicing hard. I've printed their stats. And the team they fielded in their most recent tournament consisted of senior Jim Bennett, junior Caden Lauren, freshman Ethan Martell, and junior Esme Yulin-Joy, who is my sister. And that team performed shockingly well. I believe they finished, they finished second place in that tournament. And you'll notice they only came in second to Houghton, which is also going to be in the High School Bowl tournament. So we actually now have one member of that team here at NMU, Jim Bennett, now attending NMU. Some of those highest scoring players from that team, however, are still with the MSHS team. Caden Lauren and Esme Yulin-Joy both scoring about 40 points per 20 toss-ups heard. In other words, 40 points per game, which is a good stat. And that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. There are more exciting things going on, especially in the collegiate world of Quiz Bowl, but we are going to save them for our next episode. I'm just so tickled pink to be here with you guys, diving deep into the stats of this amazing sport. Wow, it's just so great. Thank you for being here, the both of you, and talking about it more. With that, everybody, we are going to bring this episode of Northern Buzzer Network to a close. I'm Liam Yulin-Joy.
I'm Cy Olson.
I'm Luke Middle.
And we'll catch you on YouTube for our next episode talking even more about the varsity sport of the mind.
Quiz you later.